speak Arabic?
No, they didn't.
That's hilarious.
Right. Welcome everybody to season 3, episode 29 of Motivate Me 313's podcast. We're ready to go. We got a full house today. Looking forward to a great show today. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce everybody that is in the building. Starting off to the guy to the right of me, we got Remzi Ali doing the ones and twos. We appreciate him, the nephew, as always. Of course, you got myself, Omar T. To the left of me, if we can give him a round of applause, Ramsey, it is the comedian coming from California, Yemeni-American Ahmed Al-kadri in the building today. Looking forward to a great show. We're going to be learning all about him. He just performed his show last night at the Detroit House of Comedy. So now we're going to get like a breakdown of it and how things went, how he's been loving Michigan so far. So looking forward to hearing what Ahmed has to say. And then to the left of him, we got Isa Mighty in the building. Yes, we even have Isa Mighty in the building. He's here. You know, we're doing that, you know, trying to show Ahmed around, you know what I'm saying? So we're all, you know, taking our shifts from here in the Hamtramck, Detroit, Dearborn area, making sure that he's getting treated well in the state of Michigan. And then to the left of Isa, you got my big bro, Moti. Then to the left of him, you got the co-host of the Motivate Me 313 podcast. You got my sister, Abir T, and then my other sister, Sada T. She's in the building as well. Sorry, I know my phone is going right now. But yes, long story short, the sisters are in the building as well. Looking forward to a great show today. Again, season 3, episode 29. We're going to be talking about Ahmed and all the things he does. What is it like to be a Yemeni comedian? It's definitely different, a different career path. So we're looking forward to hearing what he has to say. Before we do that, though, be sure to follow us on all of our socials. You have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all under Oz Media. You'll be able to listen to the shows later on Apple and Spotify podcasts under Oz Media. Shout out to the sponsors, the Balkan House, Juice Box, Kawa House, BC Adhesives, Specialty Medical Center, and Hanley International Academy. And MZ, we're going to start off with Juice Box and Hamtramck. We appreciate them and all their support. You know, Moti, we seen them at the everywhere, man. Every single thing that's been happening in events in this last year, you always see Juice Box support. And so shout out to Juice Box. We appreciate them. And then we're going to keep the show rolling. So shout out to Juice Box.
All right, Yusuf, I want you to envision this with me, okay? Imagine you just had a long day at work, and all you want is a nice, cool, refreshing drink to top it all off. Do you know where you stop by at, Yusuf?
It's got to be Juice Box.
It's definitely Juice Box. If you're looking for a place with the best smoothies, milkshakes, ice cream, cereal bars, and slushies, then Juice Box is your one-stop shop. You can try things like their Biscoff or Nutella shakes, crepes, watermelon blasts, strawberry burst, or mango smoothies. And if you're looking for a place to hang out, they have a comfortable outdoor patio/courtyard area that you and your friends can enjoy while trying those delicious drinks. So be sure to stop by Juice Box. They have a Hamtramck location right there on Joseph Campo, with more locations coming soon. You'll be sure to leave there with a big smile on your face. You'll also be able to order your drinks from the new Juice Box app, which will also be coming soon. It will be downloadable on all of your smartphone devices.
All right, we're officially back and ready to get this show rolling. So first of all, let's start off with the guest in the building, and that is Ahmed Al-kadri. You know, Isa has been here a few times already, so shout out to Ahmed.
No more.
Yeah, this is home now. So Ahmed, talk to us. What's going on? How have you been? Tell us a little bit about yourself, and also maybe dive in there. Tell us how, you know, Michigan has been treating you overall so far, man.
Oh man, where do I begin? Well, first off, thank you guys so much for the hospitality. Michigan has been amazing. I had the best food ever. I had the best lamb chops of my life a couple hours ago, and the best lamb of my life, lamb hanith of my life yesterday. That was the best. Man, yeah, I'm just here for my tour. I just stopped by the Detroit House of Comedy last night. I mean, I was just amazed of all the Yemenis that came out and support. We had over 100 people show up, so that was great. I mean, it was my first time headlining in this city, so I was glad so many people showed some love. And then next up is going to be DC and then New York. And then I'll be going back to Texas, all of the Texas cities in May. And then in July, me and my friend Sammy Obeid will be co-headlining, hitting up Europe together. So we're hitting all the European cities. Yeah, we're doing like London, Dublin, Manchester, Glasgow, Paris, Berlin, Amsterdam, stuff like that. Yeah. And then I'll be going to Istanbul by myself right after. And then I haven't planned my fall tour yet, but it's coming soon. So, but yeah. But more importantly, let's talk about Detroit, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing. I went to the city of Dearborn, the village of Hamtramck, and it was awesome. I had the best time of my life. The food was great. And shout out to you, Ahmed, for showing me around. Like the best host ever. Wallah.
Appreciate you, man. Of course.
Host inside and outside of the podcast for
There
sure.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go. You're the man. No, but I appreciate it, man. No, honestly, it was, I mean, you know how it is. With us Yemeni, it's at least that's sort of part of our duty.
Yeah.
When we're Yemeni, that we have to make sure that we show the guests the right way. But we all attended the show that's in this room right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously we're gonna ask him how his thoughts was, but let's first of all pass it around. So let's start off with Sada. Sada, I want to hear your opinion on the show overall and how did you enjoy it?
Yeah, you're the first one, so it has to be positive only.
It is. No, seriously, it is. It was a great show. You did a good job. You made me laugh most of the time. And you had my friends cracking up too. And I was like laughing more because of the way they were laughing. So it was like a double laugh. But yeah, you're really good at what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Teacher Avir.
Yeah, teacher.
It was a great time. I think sitting next to my brothers didn't help some of the jokes. For the most part, it was very entertaining. I know how us Yemeni people could be towards our own people. It probably was harder for you to do stand-up comedy here in Michigan than any other place. I don't know. Am I like making assumptions?
No, you're not. You're actually right, especially with all the Yemeni girls and hijabs, and then you have guys like, oh, khalas, like this is our sisters. They all of a sudden like, muta'addibin when they're around the girls. But I was like, I mean, the point of comedy, it's like, that's why there's, it's dark. The only light is on the comedian.
Right.
So people have permission to just laugh at whatever you want to laugh, Right. That's why, and I want to like push boundaries because it's like, that's the point of comedy. I'm like, how far? I want to talk about these certain things, It's like, I know you're sitting next to your brother or sitting next to your sister, but it's like, this is all jokes here.
It was funny. You had me dying. Sometimes even like, oh my God, like literally saying,
yeah,
oh my
no,
God.
that's what I like about comedy, where it's like, I want something like, you're like, oh shit, this is crazy. But it's like the greatest comedians ever pulled that off, from
100%.
Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, like makes you say, oh my God, but you're laughing so hard, but it's in your head forever.
100%. I was talking to a couple of my coworkers about the event, and then one of my coworkers was like, my favorite joke that he said was how no one can take him serious with dimples, like how hard it is for them. And I was like, he didn't say that joke. So
oh yeah, so that was in my old special. So what you saw, oh yeah, I should have prefaced that. So I released my special last month, 2 months ago, February 24th. I dropped my special on YouTube, and it has a lot of like those jokes that that your coworkers like and all that good stuff. But because I'm touring with a new hour, so a lot of the stuff you guys heard was all new material. There's a couple jokes that were from the old hour that you saw, like the. This is no way a weird way to explain, but when the Yemeni man looking at the drone while making a new family member.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's sorry. It's so hard to explain jokes without but that
They had to be there.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, it's my best work, ladies and gentlemen. But but I like it because I released the hour, and now I have to rely on this new material, and I'm very happy about it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And then also like because I'm so comfortable doing hours, now I'm very comfortable where like I'll do my set. And then, like, for example, like someone would heckle, and then I could like veer off, talk to the audience member, explore what's going on in that.
And you're amazing at that.
Thank you.
That was phenomenal.
I
You never know what you're gonna have.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
And like I had two characters last night.
Yes.
Like sometimes I'll only do material, but sometimes like these two people, like we had
JR.
Okay, I can't. I'm like genuinely
Junior.
still annoyed. I was thinking about it.
Jer. Jer Bear.
Yeah, his name is Jer. And I thought it was short for like Jeremy or Jer Bear.
Jared.
And he goes, no, it's Junior, JR. And I was like, didn't say Junior, because the way it's spelled, like, I was genuinely upset about the way he said it.
No, it's funny how you reacted because we do react like that too. By the way, you go home and be like, "Damn man, why did I mess up?"
100.
Yeah,
100.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're like, well, I don't understand. Yeah, and then And then that guy. Shout out to Yusuf, whoever you are. I hope he DMs me. I
He's a
hope
therapist. He definitely needs a therapist.
Yeah, I'm gonna add that because I go, do you see a therapist? He goes, no. I was like, you should. Like,
For sure.
That was a good one.
But that was
That was an awkward good one.
No, it was
He
a
could
good
have
one.
made it. He could have made it funnier, the Yusuf guy, but he just did
no,
it.
no. That's the thing.
That's what made it
Let me-
awkward footage.
Yeah.
Because he was like kind of.
All I
Little
ask
pocket.
as a comedian, like I just wanted him to be his authentic self. Don't try to be funny because then when you try to
That's your job.
Yeah, that's my job. Well, also especially like when it comes to karate, it's all improvisational, and you can't you can't force like the funny if you're improvising. Does that make sense?
true.
So if he was just trying to be funny, then everyone would be like, oh, he's trying to be funny and it's not funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So it's like him just being his authentic self, which, hey, stay, best of luck.
He was trying to give you as much information.
Keep the logic
without giving
going.
you information.
I was gonna say that.
That's
Not a
what I
lot
said.
of people
Yeah,
like to
but he
share.
was starting to open up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
If you would have
That's
kept
why I was like, if you would have kept going, he would have
I'm not
opened
gonna lie, I
up
was
more.
curious. I
But-
wanted to know the
but-
story.
Everyone had a lot more storytelling.
I was gonna scream, Mish McTube, Mish McTube.
yeah. No, but he was. No, he was fun. Like, well, because I looked at the tapes, I spent like almost 6 minutes on that guy. Yeah. So I have a lot of like just clips to just pull out of him. I was like, oh, this
You
is
have
so-
someone taping while you're.
I actually tape my own sets. I was actually looking at your cameras. You got Canons, which are really good cameras. I have those are the other cameras that comedians use. I have a Sony A7 III, which is really good. And
Does it move with you?
No. I wish, dude. That's cool as hell, but I don't have that kind of money. But basically, I just prop it up. I do need a better lens, especially because that venue, I noticed, it's like, because it's up.
Like that?
Yeah. Like you guys were looking down at me. So I try to fix it as best as possible. But the cool thing about 4K, it's like you could clip it up and it'll still look good. But yeah, I have a lot of like good moments, and especially like I could barely see what was going on in the crowd, but it worked out. Like definitely that when I talked about gods, I was like, it's a drug, and then someone goes, it's an herb, and you're like, all right, let's be real here.
Then you kept going back to her. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh well.
She was so confident. So she's like, it's an herb.
Yeah. And the funniest part is like I think about this after I leave. I go, I could have said if it was an herb, then white woman would have profited off this years ago.
No,
Like,
yeah, that's true.
it would have been on in Target. It would have been like, oh my god, you got to put cots on your skin. It's like the great, like everyone would have talked about it. But yeah,
Moti, what were your thoughts on the show, man?
Honestly, like I told you, man, I liked it, man. I really did. You know, I came out of there, laughed at a lot of jokes. I was sitting next to my sister, so. You know, I mean, but I was also sitting next to my brother.
This is Moti, right? So I'm to the left of him, Ivy is to the right of him. He's over there, and he turns around like, make sure she ain't laughing.
Hey, 100%.
But honestly, I expected that going into Detroit because I know Yemenis. I understand. Like one time, Abdurrahman, my brother, he brought notes and he goes, after every joke, he was laughing, and then I kept seeing him doing this, like looking at the crowd. And I was like, Abdurrahman, stop doing that. Just enjoy the show. He goes, no, I'm chaperoning.
That's funny.
No, but we're a family, you know, that we giggle a lot. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We have a lot of inside jokes between us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like if one of us laugh a certain way, we all crack up.
Yeah.
You know,
And there's no
we're-
stopping.
We're more
Yeah, I
professional
love
now. You know, we've gotten better with it. But me and Umar had a moment yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you said something and I'm like, oh, it was the twerking the mouth, the face.
Yeah, your face
Twerking
started.
face.
Yeah.
So when you did that, I'm cracking up. But I'm not trying to like be loud, you know. I look at Umar, he's cracking up too. So it was a good show, man.
No,
Honestly, it was a
we
good show.
want you guys to laugh loud. Like I want y'all to show some love. Like you
Yeah.
know what I mean. One of my favorite audience members, like for all the Yemenis that showed up, but the random black couple that was just
Yeah,
sitting up
yeah.
front. Like
I love them. I was right above
They
them.
were
so
cool
I
too. They
was
were cool as hell
perfect.
too.
Yeah, they were loosey goosey. They
Yeah.
were like 3 drinks in, and he was just like, "Oh shit!"
And he
kept-
got it. He got the Arab references
He
too.
understood.
Man,
it all.
they all know those
Yeah.
words. Sharamulta.
Yeah, they all knew.
All those
yeah.
bad words, man. They all know that.
Yeah, they know. Even the white couple that was like
Yeah.
sitting, they knew what was going on.
They all go to the gas station and
Yeah, they know what's up.
chill.
Yeah. No, the one thing I wanted to, like, what I love about stand-up, it's like, I do want to talk about the things I want to talk about. It's like, yeah, I am going to talk about mushrooms.
Zach Big General.
Oh, wait. Was that
That's
my
me.
phone?
That's me. But go ahead, continue
Oh,
on.
my bad, my
It's
bad.
my brother calling me. But go ahead, continue on.
Oh, no worries. No, I was saying, like, when you talk about mushrooms, like, people are like, oh, like that, he's talking about it. But it's like, it's okay. Like, I mean, one, it's like, I'm talking about, like, I'm the one being vulnerable. Like, you could laugh, no one's gonna see you, you know what I mean? And also, it's like, I don't know, I'm just trying to be as authentic as possible. Some people see it's like, oh, you're airing dirty laundry or you're exposing yourself. I'm like, no, I'm just like, this is my way of relating to other people. That's why I do talk about, yes, I have social anxiety, or it's like, yes, sometimes I'll get depressed, or oh, yes, I am. I didn't have enough time, but I was going to talk more about, like, grieving, about my father. This was the joke I wanted to say. I was going to say, like, I lost my father 2 years ago. And one thing I've learned about grieving, death, grieving is like diarrhea. Because you feel like you have everything under control, but one day you're sitting in traffic and you're just like, I feel it coming now. You see it bubbling in. But it was just like other stuff that I want to talk about grieving, like grieving a loved one's death. But like, I didn't have time for it, but that's next time I come back to Detroit, I'll talk about
Hey,
it.
We
as
also
much as-
lost our father.
Yeah, I was gonna
2
say
years
that.
ago.
Yeah.
As much as people don't want to admit, but a lot of your stories you told, I swear we all had those stories.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I could relate to some of them, honestly.
Yeah, thank you. And I try to do it in a, not in like a, like, especially for my, when you guys see my YouTube special, I'm looking at the camera, go watch it. But like, you'll see it in like, I mean, if you are like, if you're not Arab or you're not Muslim, whatever, you'll laugh and you'll still relate to it. If you're Arab, especially if you're Yemeni, it's for you. It's you really get what I'm talking about, you know? But for the most part, I try to make it relatable to everybody, you know?
Sure.
And that's why I try to make it as authentic and personal as possible.
No, I love your skits with your white friend that came across the country to give you suhoor.
Oh, Ryan?
Really,
Yeah. So
He's a
shout
good
out,
guy, good guy.
Yeah, shout out to Ryan. So he and I, we did TikToks together for over like almost 2.5 years. So we lived together. It was in November. Yeah, he moved in November of 2020. And I was like 27 at the time. And he was like, bro, you should get on TikTok. And I was like, bro, I'm 27. I'm not going to get on TikTok. That's dumb. And then he was like, no, trust me, like you're funny, like you should do it. And he was already like, he started it in 2019. He was already at like 2.7, almost 3 million TikTok. He's now at like 5 million, mashallah. And he's like, no, you got to get it. And I was like, sure. And then I was like, hey, I have this idea. So this is my first viral video. Maybe y'all seen it, but I go, when you're in a rush, but prayer first. And I'm like rushing to go to leave, but then Ryan, my white roommate, goes, "You forgot to pray." And I'm like, "Oh, it's like face northeast." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like praying fast, and then I leave, and he's like, "That's not how you pray." I'm like, "Shut up!" And I just like leave. It's like a very old video that we did, and that went like 6 million, 7 million views, and I was like, it was TikTok. This was like when TikTok just started, like was the new thing, and I was like, what? So then like, for the long time, me and Ryan, we had roommates content. We did like, you know, Arab content. We did Muslim content. We did white content, Jewish content. Like we did everything.
Yep.
But it was just fun because it was like, this was the time when TikTok was like, it was at its peak where it's like, this is how you build your following. And it was nice because it was like, you post. If it did well, it did well. If it didn't, you know, it's like, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. So
Yeah.
for sure.
You know, Isa, same question to you. I mean, I know we kind of, you know, shared everyone else's response, but, you know, you were at the event yesterday as well. So what were your thoughts on it?
To be honest, it made me very proud, wallah. Just as someone who's been doing, you know, I'm an artist, you know, a Yemeni rapper. So seeing another Yemeni, you know, entertainer go out and come to Detroit and then bring out this Yemeni crowd, because it's hard to bring Yemenis out, just like they
Dude.
said. What'd you say?
oh no, so this happens a lot.
That was
like,
hilarious.
Yeah, but it's true though. Like I'll be out around Dearborn, Detroit, and a Yemeni guy be like, "Oh, Ahmed, like, like you're here. What are you here for?" I was like, "Yeah, bro, I have a show tonight at 7." He goes, "Oof, ba'id, ba'id. It's far. It's far away." Like I was like, I didn't even tell you where it is.
Yeah.
And it was already like automatically. I mean, it happens a lot where it's like, "Oh, I got work," or "Oh, I got something else." Like, so when I do have, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when Yemenis actually come out, I actually have a theory, and let me know what you guys think. Maybe if you guys have heard about this. I'm gonna dig into history, and then
We're about to give. We're all sharing our 2 cents on this theory.
Yeah, no, I want to know. Okay, well, it's a theory of why Yemenis don't go out to live events. Okay, because my mom, she's never been to a movie theater.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to go to the movie theater.
Yeah, she doesn't go to movie theaters, and she will never go to a concert. Like none of that stuff, right? She'll watch some of my clips just to know I'm not doing anything abe. but for the most part, that's just how it is. But anyways, so but Egypt and the Sham, they always come out. And I think because back in the Middle East, you had Egypt, you have like the theater. Music is booming. Same as Feiruz in Lebanon, and they have music. So they all are used to going to live events for a long time. But in Saudi and Yemen in I think it was the 70s, they had a Sahwa period. Has anyone heard of that? They called it a Sahwa. And basically this is when everything churned, like they did have like arts. They were celebrating. A lot of Yemenis had like music and like other different forms of art, but they were just like, no, this is a waste of time. Hada haram. Like just go work. You know, and that kind of started this Sahwa period. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it was like awakeness. Let's be more religious, because it makes sense. Because before up until 1970, Saudi was pretty liberal, and then after the siege of Mecca, has everyone heard of the siege of Mecca? Yeah,
of course.
Juhayman al-Utaymi, the guy from the Bedouin, and that's when it swung super conservative. Same as Yemen had the same thing. So then
it's turning now.
Yeah, it's turning back right now for sure. But in both countries, Yemen a little bit slower for sure. But like now, but that's why it's like just culturally for many decades and many generations, Yemenis aren't used to just going out to comedy shows and showing some love. But it's showing like you guys coming out. It's making a difference. So what do you guys think about it? The Sahwa period.
No, me personally, like listen, man, I don't judge nobody. I'm gonna keep it real. Like I've been doing better at that because I don't want nobody judging me. Keep it real, you know. But me personally, I've been to concerts. I've been to live events.
Yeah,
before.
me too. All the time.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't go as more. You know what I'm saying? But I've been to those things. My thing is, when it comes to Yemeni people, I'm gonna support them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you, Ahmed. If it was, I seen Dave Chappelle when he came out here. I seen Kevin Hart. I won't go again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it real. But if you come back to town, I'm coming.
Facts.
It's the truth. It's the truth,
man.
Dude,
you know,
that's
so,
applause.
Hey, you just got more tea. Your trip was that's it.
He's like,
I don't have social media, but if I know you somewhere, inshallah, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
Just for that reason. But I prefer not to go anymore.
Big bro Moti, he's everyone's big brother, man.
Yeah, I feel good, bro. I'm on cloud 11 right now.
Compared you to Dave Chappelle and
yeah, bro.
Kevin Hart.
I'm gonna go to you.
You're looking at Yemeni Kevin Hart here, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think people are just not allowed to go.
Nah.
I think like a lot of people that I was telling them come, they're like, you're crazy. My mom would never let me go, or my dad would,
Yeah.
Some people are just like, what am I gonna say? Go listening, just very conservative family.
Yeah. Like it's like, which I get, but also it's like it will just take it's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
And that's something like I've been trying to like connect because I'm very like there's 2 other Yemeni comedians. Shout out to Ali Sultan, Mike Ishak, very great guys. Mike Ishak is actually from Detroit. But one thing, like I try my best to be like I'm as authentic as possible. So it's like, yes, I'm going to talk about the things that have nothing to do with me being like, being poor or being an extrovert, just comedy for the masses. But then it's like, yo, I am Yemeni, And like one of my favorite jokes that actually went viral recently of like how Yemeni men, to be more intimidating in a fight, they do this thing with their tongue, like Yemeni.
Yes.
Like,
oh my God.
And I was like, has it ever worked?
I hate it.
Yeah, when Yemenis do that.
I hate it.
Just something that I noticed, and it went super viral. And then I remember like I got some messages of like this one Yemeni is a kid. He's obviously like a 14-year-old, but he was just like, yo, why are you trying to sell out your culture to make white people laugh? And I didn't respond. But if he's ever listening to that, I was like, yo, white people don't know this. That's for Yemenis only. Like only Yemenis understood that joke.
Yes.
But the reason why I did that is because like I wanted like I had other people messaging me saying, "Yo, my mom sent me that video." So it's like
Oh,
if
so you hit the WhatsApp groups.
I was hitting the, exactly. I was hitting the WhatsApp groups, and I wanted to, and that was my goal because I wanted to just normalize stand-up comedy or just normalize. It's like here's this person who like this older Yemeni woman who's probably in the same group as my mom or something like that. But it's like, oh, this is what they're seeing. They're not seeing.
It just made her laugh, man.
Yeah, and I'm making them laugh. That's
sure.
what it is, I'm just trying. Obviously, it's gonna take some time, and I gotta sell tickets. That's why you see those. One girl came up to, she goes, "I want more Yemeni jokes," and I was like, "Yo, I need to sell some tickets,
Right.
dude."
Yeah.
I straight up told her, I was like, I would, but I'm like, I need to sell tickets. That's why I'm talking about all the other stuff that I talk about.
For sure.
We had a clip or a video go viral as a family.
Yeah.
And I remember my sisters were saying, there's all these negative comments. I'm like, don't read those negative comments.
Yeah, it's part of it.
Leave them alone. Leave them alone.
We'll talk about that.
It was
We'll
nothing
talk
that we did that was crazy. It was just, everybody's.
Let me guess. Why is there girls with microphones on?
Yeah, basically.
No,
Pretty
I think-
much.
Why
I
were
think-
girls in the video? Period.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
But right. But like, okay, call me liberal Yemeni, but it's like I feel like it's fine. Like, why can't we raise women voices? You know what I mean? Like that's
It's a family affair. It's not
and
like,
this is a family podcast. It's not like it's nothing Abe or anything like that. But but then again, it's the same people. They only exist on the internet.
Yeah.
One thing I'll tell you is I've never met a hater in real life. I've never like I would see like negative comments and it gets to me, but then like I go out to the shows, I'm like, wait, haters aren't gonna like buy tickets and come out or buy merch.
You told me that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're not gonna come and attack. No, they're just they have their profile picture is a Google image of a flower or a Google image of like, because they won't even show their face, and then it's like some random bio, 0 posts, barely any follow. Of course, like they're just gonna be talking smack because what else do they have going on in their lives? So,
I have a question. Where are you from in Yemen?
Al-Maqatira, like Taz area.
Oh, okay, cool.
From the same area?
Looks like you had to talk.
No. We had to talk about this. Okay, let me ask you why. Let me tell you why. Because like I haven't been asked that question because I grew up in Dallas. Barely any Yemenis there.
If you say from Yemen, that's enough.
Yeah, like the factory. Yeah, all of my friends were like Shami, Palestine, Palestine, Lebanon, Jordan, Syria, Israel. No, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. But like, listen, but anyways, like, or Desis, like Pakistan, India, you name it. No Yemenis. And then I started when I started posting on TikTok, and I started getting a following, and I was going live, and every other question was,
Where are you from?
What part of Yemen are you from? And then I kept joking. I was like, oh, downtown or exit 1, 2, 3, 5. It's like something like that. Like I didn't really. All I knew is we were from Taz. That's it.
Yeah.
And then years ago, when the last time I went to Yemen, we went to like the deep end of village where we're from, and it's called Ma'abak. And the tribe is on Mansub, something like that. I'm Yemeni. To me, it's like Yemen is Yemen.
Yeah.
But I get why it's interesting.
I love it. So interesting.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the-
So
But I
it's the
haven't
number one
heard that
question.
before.
So like Taz, and then the district is Al-Maqatara. Yeah. So you exit the highway, and then you see
The mountain. The mountain. You exit the mountain.
Yeah, you see the mountain that's with a bad back, and then you'll
right
find
there.
yeah, it's there.
Going back to Isa, I don't know if you finished up with the overall review of the whole show in general.
Oh yeah, he was proud.
No, yeah.
You were saying that I was proud and really good looking. That's what you said.
Half, right? Yeah, I was proud. It just made me so happy, like to see now that I'm finally starting to get, I'm getting recognition. That I see other other Yemenis doing great, and it's like it just inspires me to keep going, just thinking like, wow, we are really building something all across the country. He was raised in Dallas, lives in LA now. He's in Detroit in front of a Yemeni crowd, a Yemeni community. It just reminded me how far we've come from, when I was growing up, just knowing everyone looked down on Yemenis, especially like in Dearborn, whatever.
And other Arabs, yeah.
Yeah, just in general, and now it's like in every area we're finally thriving, and it's like just
even globally now, like since Yemen's the only country that's fighting for
One of the
Palestine,
few,
and
yeah.
it's like now like globally everyone's like we love Yemenis, go Yemen, but back then I feel you growing up it was always like Yemeni qats or liquor store or smoke shop, but now we're all those things plus coffee shop. So hey,
Yeah.
We added one more.
yeah, we had more.
You living in California? I think it's called Bakersfield. It's like a big Yemeni community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot. I'm
Oakland.
working on it. And
Oakland,
Oakland,
Yeah.
Right,
a
Oakland.
lot
I
in
love
the Bay Area.
Bay's like my second.
A lot in the Bay Area. But same thing, like it's hard to get the Yemenis out there. When I performed in San Francisco, the Yemenis that did come out, they were all like white collar, like some worked in tech, one was a lawyer, the other was like a CPA, like they were all like just white
They're
collar.
not leaving the liquor store to come watch you.
Yeah, the others it was like the sisters of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came out and stuff, and that's why I love all the Yemeni women, like they at least show up. They show more support than the men.
Shout out Yemeni women.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shout
man.
out
Not
to
just
the
for
Yemeni
them,
women.
just in
Rams.
general. They always-
Give that a round of
they
applause, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Some of the best support we've gotten from the podcast is from Yemeni women, and not only coming on the show, but also then getting people to come on the show, like Iman Ali Ahmed.
Yeah.
One of the, for
Dude,
sure.
big shout out to Iman. Even though I haven't met her yet, she's the reason why I know all of you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
All it took was she DM'd me and she was just like, "Hey, I'm so excited. I want to take you around Salina." I mean, she's not here now, but it's next time. But I was like, "Hey, like I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I mean, I am posting and like videos are doing well, but I don't know how my pool is in Detroit. Like, I need to convince people in Detroit to come out." And she's like, "I got you." She connected me with this guy, the main man, Asa over here, and then and Abdullah. Yeah, and Abdullah put us in a group text, and then immediately we just started like following, and then I'll be like, "Hey, I'm doing a collab with Dearborn page and stuff like that." And I'm very happy for like all the teamwork. It's not just me; it's all of us.
For sure.
For sure. No, that was definitely cool. And then, I mean, I know you kind of touched on Michigan. Any final words and final comments when we move on? Any final things you want to say about the state of Michigan or the city of Detroit or just in
I have
general?
to take him to get kanafa first, because if he doesn't
Dude,
get
I
kanafa, he's not going to be happy with it.
Yeah.
He's been telling me all day.
Well, I've been told I could get the best kunafa
Yes, you
here,
can. There's
so
a lot of good
I want
kunafa.
that.
Do you like the crunchy top or do you like the baked?
I want the crunchy top.
Okay.
Dude, I
the
said
shy
it-
idea
I-
one?
she talked to me like I'm one of her kindergarten students. I want the crunchy top with the cheese and milk.
Can't help
With
it.
the
I
sprinkles.
can't help it.
No. I get off. I look like the vice president of student council. Council. I get it. But like, no, man. I mean, you're saying Michigan, but like Michigan's a huge state. Like,
Detroit.
dude,
You mean Detroit?
Southeast.
Yeah.
Detroit is its own
Detroit.
thing, but also
Southeast.
Dearborn, it's its own thing.
Yeah.
Detroit. But yeah, like I mean, like last year when I was here 2 years ago, like I mainly experienced Detroit. I work as a tour guide in LA. Can't stop hustling. But I love the history of Detroit, and and the way the car industry came and how the bus lobbied against railroad systems. Very interesting. Now I'm getting boring, but anyways, but just Dearborn itself. You know what I mean? Of like the history of Dearborn and just the food. You guys are spoiled here
Yeah.
with the food.
Everyone
we are,
says
we are.
that.
I'm telling you.
We are, trust me.
There is, okay, I'm in Dallas. Like, there's some good Arab food in Dallas. You could get some good Arab food in any of these cities. But just the meat is just better here.
Yeah, you can get halal in any type of
Not
food.
just,
Jersey
it's
was
not
good,
just
though.
halal, because you can
We
get
have better
halal.
spices here.
Bro,
wait,
you
no. New Jersey has really good food.
I haven't been to Jersey yet.
So I
But
went to New
Very
Jersey for one day, ate one restaurant. and
Yeah, it was honestly one of the best meat I've ever had. It was the best meat I've ever had.
Best
Better
meat?
than here, yes.
Really?
Yes.
She was hungry because she didn't eat
No,
lunch
I
that
was
day.
not.
I went with her. It was kind of the same.
No, it was the best.
I
meat
went
I've
with her. It was the same guy.
And it was the best fries I ever had. I'm
They had
still
some crunchy fries.
No, speaking of food, when I went to California, I went to Oakland because I wanted to get some fast. I want to see some Henny from another spot. Wasn't it?
No.
good.
No.
Went to Chicago, same thing, wasn't it? New York was close.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I remember we went to New York Sheba. It was not good.
Yeah, New York Sheba was close.
Yeah, it was good.
You know, but it's not like our Sheba.
I
It
heard
isn't.
that one was disgusting.
You know, no, it was
Nah.
fire. It was fire. It was fire.
Nah, it's all about. I mean, see, that's the
I
problem
mean,
with
yeah,
restaurants. You
maybe-
get one experience, you just judge them off
Yeah,
that one
maybe
experience,
Was
man.
off that
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
Or maybe
you
it was a
know,
different
we,
chef.
we be messing up on that. But no, overall, that's good to hear, man. I'm happy to hear you feel that way about Michigan. You know, we wanted to make sure we show you around. One of the places that we did show you was Qahwa House.
Yeah.
So shout out to Qahwa House. That's actually the next ad that we are going to run.
That's good.
We appreciate them and their support. And we're going to hear more about, you know, being a Yemeni comedian, you know, family's reaction. You know, we can't wait to hear what Ahmed has to say about that. So shout out to Qahwa House, and we're going to keep things rolling.
You know, if you're ever in need of some coffee, then you have to stop by the best place in the country. You know what that is, Yusuf?
Yeah, man, it's gotta be the Qahwa House.
It's definitely the Qahwa House. It's the first Yemeni coffee shop of its kind. You can stop by Qahwa House to try their famous Yemeni lattes, Adani shahis, mafawad, and jubani coffees. You can also stop by to try their delicious pastries, such as the Yemeni favorite sabaya, everything mini bites, and they even serve sambusas. They have locations in Michigan, New Jersey, New York, and Illinois, with more locations coming to a state near you. So no matter where you're at in the country, be sure to stop by Qahwa House and get a glimpse of what the Yemeni culture is all about. Also, don't forget to download the new Qahwa House app. You can now order your coffee and go, skipping the line entirely. It's like having your own personal barista.
A bad word.
You know why?
Why?
From the Saudis, when they refer to Yemeni Abu Yemen,
No.
it's like this thing. It's like Yemenis get offended when you call him Abu Yemen. Believe it or not.
Abu Yemen?
Yeah, Abu
Really?
Yemen. Yeah.
I thought
The thing. In Yemen.
in Yemen.
In Yemen,
if
it's
you
thing.
call it someone Abu Yemen,
Abu Yemen. Yes.
it's all context.
Yeah,
though.
because the Saudis, what they do is, they bring people from Yemen, and you have to pay that guy to work in Saudi. It's like a visa.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a monthly pay. To me, it's an abuse.
Yeah.
Why you gotta pay somebody every month? By the way, you know, just to work there. So those guys call them Abu Yemen. It's like again down. What's the word? Down.
Condescending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Condescending.
You know?
Yeah.
And instead of calling him by his name, he called him Abu Yemen.
But he's been saying the father of Yemen. Like,
Yeah.
he's been saying, like,
Yeah.
This one is
More of an honor.
More of a
Oh, for
literary
sure. No. It is for sure.
Yeah. So if you're in America, my dad's nickname was Abu Yemen. If you're in Saudi, my dad's nickname was Tariq Al-Kadri.
There you go.
That's all you need to know. Yeah, that's all you need to know.
So speaking of your family, I can only imagine, you know, what was your family's reaction when you first hit them with that you want to be a comedian?
yeah.
So it's always fun to hear these stories.
Yeah,
So can tell-
you guys got to hear that. I had to do the short version of that story, but yeah, like the coming out to my family as a comedian. But yeah, that was like kind of true of like what my mom said, you know, and I was like, oh, let me make that, you know, I was like, oh, I gotta like turn that into a joke. But now my brothers support me through and through. They've been watching my sets for a very long time. I'm excited. I'm actually excited for them to see me on May 24th because I'm doing all that new material that I was working out on you guys. But for the longest time, I was developing the hour that I released. It was just me developing that hour. And they've seen like so many renditions of that joke, of all those jokes. But there was one show I still remember. This is Abdurrahman, Hamza, Maryam, Muhammad. Like they all pulled up to the shows and they saw me do. It was May of 2022. I had just quit my job, my accounting job, March of 2022. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to hit the road, start being like, I'm gonna start.
So this is all
traveling
you
as a
do?
comedian. Yeah,
Like
I'm
this
just
straight-
this. I will say during the day, my daytime job in LA, like it's pretty flexible. I work as a tour guide, which is good, you know, good base rate. I get some tips, you know, helps me pay bills because LA is expensive. Gas is $6.
Yeah.
It's like $5 a gallon.
You could
pretty
also,
much.
you know, give them a couple jokes here and there, try them out.
Bro, I love it. I love being a tour guide. I'm telling you, like alhamdulillah, like things are picking up like career wise, but I could still see myself tour guiding when I can because it really is a lot of fun. I don't know, nothing makes me happier where you hear Yemen on the news, and then I'm your first impression of a Yemeni. You know what I mean? Like this is just a family from Netherlands or a family from Oklahoma. And it's like, oh yeah, like I proudly wear the necklace. I'm making them laugh the whole time. And I go, oh, by the way, I'm from Yemen. And then that's, do that like by personal and globally and on social media. Cause it's like, I want people like, would be like a nervous kid who just came from Yemen for school, and they go, "Oh, you're Yemeni? Oh my God! I had my tour guide. He was Yemeni. He was the sweetest person ever." And I want to add that. Huh? Sadaqa Jariyah. But you always hear that. How many times have you met other people who non-Yemenis, and when you go, "Oh, I'm from Yemen," and they go, "Oh yeah, oh I met this one Yemeni person. They were the nicest
people." And they
people
think that we know each other too.
I mean,
we actually might.
I'm gonna be real though. Like we kind of do. One time, like I was doing shows last year in Berlin, Germany. A ton, max exodus of Yemenis came to Germany after I think 2015 when the drama happened. And when I was doing, all these Yemenis pulled up. There was these two girls that knew each other from this. They were in the same WhatsApp group. And then there was the other two people that found out that they were distant cousins.
Oh my God.
That's small.
That is so funny.
Yeah, and because all the Yemenis that pulled up, they all just started talking to each other.
Yeah.
They all just came to a
gravitate.
corner. Yeah, they gravitated. But shout out to the Egyptians, man. After Yemenis, like Egyptians and Palestinians are like my next like big fan bases.
Nice.
And I like Egyptians because they're used to coming out to comedy shows. They're just coming out to live events and stuff.
That's true.
And they give it up. They laugh really hard. They support. It's all love. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, comparing it to your story, because you're also a person that performs in an entertainer and entertainment industry. So, how is that similar to how you being a rapper and doing what you do, an artist? How is that like for you?
To be honest, I just came back from a show last Sunday in Chicago. It was like a fundraiser, aid event. And now it's starting, like, it's becoming more accepted, like in the beginning when I first started doing this, it wasn't as like welcoming, and I didn't like performing in front of Arab, because even if they like it, or specifically Yemenis, they'll stare at you and they're enjoying it the whole time, but you will not get a reaction out of them. They will just stare at you. Then after, they'll tell you how good you did. But like my favorite, like I love performing in front of black people or like white people, just because they'll just start partying. Like white people can't dance, so they'll just start, but you'll know they're having fun, you know what I mean? But we're getting better now, so it's like
I will say black people do give it up, but especially in stand-up comedy, if they like you, they'll show it. If they don't like you,
they'll let you know.
They'll let you know.
Yeah.
I love that. It's the most honest crowd.
I prefer it that way, so I know if I'm doing good or not. 'Cause nothing's worse than when you're doing good and in your head you're like, bro, am I doing good? Am I hitting? Or should I? You know what I mean? You start second guessing yourself. But now it's like I feel like you get to a professional level where it's like regardless of the crowd, you're still gonna do your thing. But yeah, now I'm just I'm seeing it more. We're getting there to the entertainment business. The Yemenis.
Do your siblings like give you guys like the toughest criticism and support both hand in hand?
Yeah, I have. Okay, so
You can go for it.
if you watch the special, you will see it. But at the end of the special, like the after credits, there's like a little sit down, kind of like this. Well, like sit down with me and my brothers. And there's one particular joke that I have that my two little brothers, they're like, it's really funny, but they don't like it because it's pretty out there. You'll see it. But other than that, like they're very supportive. My mom tolerates my comedy. Like she's just like, I still remember like my mom was like, "Are you happy?" And I was like, "This is when I quit my accounting job." She was like, "Well, does this make you happy?" I was like, I'm miserable when I'm doing accounting. I was like, "This makes me happy." She was like, "Khalas, but you promised me grandchildren, so you have to give me." So that's all she wants. She even said, she was like after my dad died, she was like, "Ahmed, wallahi, I will never die until I see my grandkids."
I'm staying.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
He must be her favorite.
Yeah, well,
Are you the oldest, youngest, middle?
I'm the second oldest. Yeah, I have an older brother named Mustafa. I haven't. What's funny? I haven't really talked about it a lot. I mean, sometimes I mention it, but basically, like, I want to talk about it, be vulnerable about it, because it happens a lot with Muslim families. So I'm gonna be real. He always had some mental health issues growing up. Kind of weird kid, and always messed with the wrong kids. So he always like smoked weed in high school. Okay, but then he got better, got his act. But then he was always fighting addiction. So he got extremely addicted to like alcohol, and then it got worse to like other drugs, and then he was getting addicted to heroin for a bit. And then, he had a daughter, and then it was like, okay, like everything's okay. But then it got worse, and he's got addicted to meth. So when meth got in the picture, that's when it was like, it got really bad. So now, I mean, I don't want to get into the details, but I don't know if you know anybody who fights with drug addictions, but it's a lot more. It's more, I don't want to say, it's more common than you think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially with Arabs, we like to hide, we like to hide if our family is going through issues, but it's like, especially now in this generation, let's be more upfront with addiction, because it is, fentanyl it is wiping people out in London and people in the East Coast as well as the West Coast. But we sent him to Yemen in around March of 2022, around the same time I quit. And now we have our uncles and our aunts taking care of him. We send money to make sure we're getting him taken care of. So we actually just got in the family WhatsApp group. There was like a picture of Mustafa. You know how Yemenis we like to do our like
under the tree.
Yeah, like those nice little headshots. And you could see he's like looking better.
Good, alhamdulillah.
The crazy. I'll show you guys a video. So this was wild. So when we sent him to Yemen, my uncle immediately took him to do cupping, and it's not like the BS cupping that Americans.
This is
do.
a real deal.
This is the real deal. Like I'm talking about, you're about to get some blood out. They did a cupping right over, like they were pulling out a cup because he's been doing drugs, like, from heroin to meth, like all these different drugs. The amount of toxins that they, like from the cupping that they release. I'll show you a video of it if you guys don't get like.
We're fine.
We're about to eat in a second, man.
Yeah, that's right. But
good.
it was like, you could see like these blood clots, like how thick that was, and like all the toxins that they pulled out. And like they did it multiple times, like every day. And he was like, man, I could sleep better. Like,
wow.
But it was like helping him mentally to help. Right now, I mean, I think the meth like unlocked some other, like, because it can unlock schizophrenia and other stuff. So it's a work in progress to recovery. I don't do it anymore, but I used to teach improv comedy at rehab centers. So that was like a thing, because rehabilitation is like, or recovery centers is something like I definitely want to talk more about. But
Definitely.
but the toughest part about comedy is to take these issues from, your father dying, or your brother's addiction, to how can I make this funny,
Right.
But also
is it healing
relatable.
for you to switch it up?
Oh yeah. I mean, well, we've all heard about this. Time plus tragedy equals comedy. We've all heard of
That's
that.
the first time I heard that, but that's funny.
No, like
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie,
with the time
That's a bar.
that passes, it's that you're able to do the switch. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. Like when I first, I tried to talk about, when he first died, and I was like, I wasn't ready. Like I wasn't as experienced enough as a comedian, and the tragedy was still there. But now it's like I'm more experienced, I'm more comfortable. Like, I can, and I know how to like control the room. Like, oh, I'm talking about something deep. So I got to make sure how to reel them back in, because that's what comedy or just entertaining is all about. It's how you're going to control that room. I got to figure out like the addiction stuff. I'm still trying to like touch that in and out. But
I think once he's like fully better, it'll be easier for you.
yeah, exactly. Because the tragedy is still there somewhat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not something like, it's like, again, it's like that could always be there, but
Going back to controlling the room, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think you did a great job yesterday. You you touched on people, and then you continue with your stand up. Then you went back to them. Like I could tell that's like a professional work right there.
Thank
you.
you.
Know
I appreciate that.
But one particular joke that I was like, man, this guy, I be feeling the same way when you're talking about being a extrovert, right?
Yeah.
I became an introvert But I do look at myself in the mirror sometimes, be like, bro, why you say that?
Oh, yeah.
Why you talk too much?
Yeah.
You need to calm down. You need to relax. Like, I do that.
Share too much.
Yeah, I share too much information. I swear, I was like,
when we get into like deep conversation,
For
we're really
sure.
bad at small talk. Our
For
family, I noticed that, all of us.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like we gotta sit and we're gonna get deep. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Or like
So
we won't
that's
be
what
able to
happens.
keep the conversation.
Yeah, or it'll be so dry. Hey, how are
Yeah,
you?
the
Good?
weather's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, the joke goes, I'm an extrovert with social anxiety.
Yeah.
So I'll be the life of the party and to go home and regret everything I just
Literally,
did.
me in a
That's what
nutshell.
it is. A lot of our families like that. So, I mean, I guess I'm gonna put this two questions into one. What is the most difficult thing about being a comedian, and then the most rewarding thing about being a comedian?
Oh, that's a good one. You know what? Because we just talked about it before we started recording, I'll bring this up. Because it works well. The most difficult thing is being a comedian is to be honest, it's the social media aspect, to be honest. Cause like I have to put myself out there and I gotta like, you know, this is how you market yourself now. This is no matter if you're an artist, honestly, if you're a businessman, I was just telling Harun with the chiropractor, I was like, you don't post content because we all know content now. I mean, even you guys, like from OZ Media to everything.
Yeah.
Like if you want to promote the podcast, you got to clip it up. Like that's just how it is. So one difficult thing is like to deal with, you know, just social media in general, that like especially hate and negative comments from like one, it's from like, let's just say from just people in general. Right. And that was something that was difficult for me to like overcome. And that's something I'm still trying to work on, of like, you logically know the answers, but it's hard to feel like to feel or practice what you've been preaching.
Right. It's easier to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like one thing to help me with my mental health, I have this app called Unplug, UNPLUK. And it schedules, so I have the free version, but I hide TikTok and Instagram. I cannot open it and I can only allow Instagram and TikTok from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. That's it. So I have like a 3-hour window where I'm allowed to. It prevents me from doom scrolling, prevents me from checking how many likes and I'm getting another 100 followers. Let's see, like, or checking DMs, other stuff like that, where I'm like, I post, okay, Allah, it's the universe, right? It's like, yo, it's the internet's now, you know. I mean, there's times where it still gets the best of me, but that's something that would have been difficult to overcome. But on the flip side, which is the most rewarding, is last night when you go out, when you pay for the flight, when you're sitting in the airplane traveling just to fly in, you get picked up by these people who support you, all because you've been putting yourself out there, you know. And then you go to the show, you see all these people who want to take pictures of you. This was the craziest moment. Was these girls, they bought hoodies, t-shirts and everything. And then the manager of the club, he gives me a Sharpie. He goes, oh, they want you to sign the merch. And I was like, what? Yeah. And then one girl, like, I hope she was joking, but she was like, I'm going to frame this. And I was like, you don't have to frame it.
No, that's legendary. She sees where you're going.
Yeah, like, but that was so rewarding to me, of just like, man, like these people really believe in me. And I'm like, I have to keep going. I don't want to let them down. That's legit. Like the most rewarding is honestly like from the perspective as a Yemeni, is connected with other Yemenis who are just like you, where it's like, hey, a Yemeni kid that grew up in America. One of my favorite DMs ever, and I finally met him later, but it was like this one kid I think he grew up in like Southern California, right? And he goes, hey man, I think he was in high school going into college, but he was just like, hey man, I just want to say I'm a big fan of your videos. What I like about you is I don't have to be extremely Yemeni, or I have to pursue to be American. I could just be myself.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, that's exactly what I've been going for this whole time.
Because at the same time, we're too Yemeni to be American, and we're too American to be Yemeni.
Yeah, exactly. And that's Yemenis were very prideful of being Yemenis, you know, but that's what I was trying to get through. That was my message. And when he sent that to me, I was like, I finally feel understood. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like last night I felt understood, like all these people where it's like, yeah, you know, I'll talk about being an extrovert, being poor, an altercation with the parking lot lady, like all these different, jokes I could talk about from mushrooms. I don't care. I'm like looking at the
I
teacher.
know. I'm like, why do
I like as if you're gonna call my parents like mushrooms. I don't care, but like it's like, but same thing in the special that you'll see, inshallah. That's on YouTube. Ahmed Al-kadri special, not special, but you'll see all of this, and it's like I'm not. Like, this is not what Americans should be or Yemen. It's like, hey, this is just Ahmed Al-kadri. This is his story.
Yep.
And it's like, this is Isa's story. This is Mo's story. Everyone here is on their own unique journey. So.
This is, I always say this about people that are doing great things, mashallah, or becoming popular. It goes to Isa, it goes to Hamed. I've said this to Dula Mullah before, too.
That guy is hilarious. Yeah, I've never met him, but
he's more of a skit person.
Yeah, he's very.
You guys should do a skit together.
Yeah, I do a lot of scripted. This dude, he goes out in public, does pranks. I could never do that.
It's a whole different type of comedy.
Shout out to that guy. That guy, like,
you
when
know
he
what?
stole phones and running away, I was like, dude,
He's in Yemen right now. He's in Yemen.
Yeah, man, that guy. I love
But
that
I
guy.
feel like if it was stand-up comedy, it would be kind of difficult for him.
Yeah, because
I
he's
don't
kind
know.
of shy.
Yeah,
easy.
because
It's
when
not
he was on our show, he's very shy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm told me yesterday, hey, Moti, you want to do stand up? I'm like, I can't do it. He's like, you're funny. I was like, I still.
Oh my God, you'd laugh
Stand
the whole
up,
time.
yeah, stand up
he
is
would be
different.
giggling.
It's
Yeah,
different.
stand up.
It's a
Yeah,
whole
like
different breed.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, one of the funniest people I know are like the friends you grew up with, and like my brother Hamza is really funny. My mom is so funny. Like, if you're
Do you steal some of her jokes?
huh?
Do you steal some of her
No,
jokes?
it's not that I steal her jokes. It's more like it's just her.
I'm say.
My mom is just. I'll steal. Okay, I won't steal it, but I'll quote my dad's
Is
jokes.
she like goofy?
No, my dad was goofy, Allah yarhamu, but he loved one-liners. I think that's why I love stand-up comedy, because my dad loved joke structure and dad jokes. Like that joke I quoted last night. I go, my dad used to go be like, "Hey, don't be shy, be coffee."
Yeah.
Or like I say this in my old special, but he's my dad because I was the darkest kid. And then all my brothers, my dad used to grab me. They go, "This one was born at nighttime." So like my dad was my mom. He's loving it.
No, because I got a lot. I was when you said that.
We have a cousin, Taco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
So,
a cousin.
Taco Fall.
We got the same jokes to him.
yeah. So my dad was very goofy. He loved one-liners. My mom was just
Wait. The good morning one? Oh my God, it had me die.
The cousin that
because when I was in Yemen, I had a cousin that she used to like obviously not know how to speak English, and like the one thing that she would do next to us was try to sing Akon song "Smack That."
Yeah.
So that's all she would say is that line, and then she'd be like, "No," like after that, and you just reminded me of that.
oh yeah. Because they'll just say any English word that they know, and yeah.
That was hilarious.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, but
we keep jumping from subject to subject.
No, you're good.
I want to finish what I was gonna say because it's very important. But I want to, if it was one advice, I want to give all you guys. Trust me, there's nothing more that I want than success for you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
I want you guys to always stay approachable and reachable.
Yeah.
Don't ever change. Be yourselves, because that's what made us, fall in love
for
with you guys.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't lie. I told everyone once I get 100,000 followers, I'm changing my number.
I don't know you. I don't know you.
As a man with 176,000 followers.
Let me hear it.
I told him I get 5K. I'm cutting everybody off. I just told him that.
I will
group
say-
text.
I
I had
will
a
say
viral
this.
video during like when I started blowing up, and I told everyone that's it. Don't call me.
I'm done. Yeah.
He went Hollywood.
That's it.
No, I will say this, man. Like, it really, like, it's so cliche what I'm about to say, but it's like, it really is about the journey. Because when I hit 100K followers, I felt great, amazing for 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's
And then I was like, what was that? What's that thing? If you reach your goal, you're always going to extend the goalpost.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
For
So
sure.
it's one of those, like, be present and be grateful. And in moments like this, it's like, this is where I'm like genuinely being in the moment. I'm like, no, this is what it's all about. It's not about, oh, I'm selling this, I'm making this much money. Like, it's not.
No,
know?
once I really learned that, once I realized the journey is the reward,
Yeah.
that's when I started making the most progress. Once I
Yeah.
stopped caring about the numbers, once I realized I'm just doing what my purpose is, and I'm just gonna do my best every day, and that in itself is already the biggest blessing. Like all the doors started opening to me, and like I stopped caring about numbers. Like I joke around about that, like about the cutting and changing my number. Like I remember at one point everyone worried about how many people they're following and all this type of stuff. Like once I just stopped doing all of that, I'm networking. If I see you in person and you tell me your name and you say you're following me, I'm gonna follow you back just because you introduce yourself to me and say you support me. Like I'm networking with everyone.
Yeah.
And people don't understand too is that sometimes like I could be liking something, but I just don't follow them. But I'll go on their page. You know what I mean? So like it doesn't necessarily need to be a follow
Hey,
for
that's
them
most
to
of my
see.
followers. Yeah.
For them to literally be like a fan or like to like your content.
Yeah.
And honestly, content like algorithm wise, it kind of helps because it's like they'll only push the videos that they think you'll like, because sometimes they'll follow you and then you stop seeing their stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I've heard. But
No, yeah. Sometimes the feed was weird. So.
I mean, it's weird because the algorithm is always changing.
Yeah.
And we gotta and now all of us creators, we gotta figure out what what will
What's
work.
the trend or whatever.
the
Yeah, what's the
algorithm?
trend? Yeah, what the algorithm likes. Yeah.
So some of the stories you were mentioning, I remember it was us riding in the car, and you said that, and I don't know if you remember. I told you I have friends from Wisconsin. I went to his wedding a year ago. Well, they actually own BC Adhesives, and they are a gold sponsor of ours. So we want to give them a shout out. So shout out to BC Adhesives.
I
We're
got
gonna
plug.
run our final ad of today because we're winding down to the last third of the
so
show.
smooth with
So
them.
shout out to BC Adhesives. We appreciate them and their support. And we're gonna close out the show. Talking about some other things with Ahmed and Isa here. So shout out to BC Adhesives.
I believe it's very important for every team to stick together. And what I do here at Oz Media to make sure we are all one glue is I stop by BC Adhesives.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what it's used for.
Nah, Yusuf, it's not. But you can go to BC Adhesives for all your industrial adhesives needs. They do food packaging, book binding, product assembly, and many other industrial services. So if you're in need of adhesives for your business or having trouble with your current adhesives applications, you can contact them by phone 1-888-679-9825 or go to their website at www.bcadhesives.com.
Satar Allah.
With that said, I mean,
fun.
so first of all, I got the message, from the wife saying the food is ready. So, we do have a few questions here, but you just want to throw that out there too. So with that said, I know you kind of touched on, I know this is one of those topics where you don't want to just, quickly talk about it, but you were talking about mental health. Why is that important to you to mention that during the comedy shows? I know people prepare their scripts with a purpose and with a passion. And so with you, I see that that's another topic that you like to discuss. Why is that the case?
Because it's just as relatable as ever, and I think it's we're at this point where it's I think a lot of the problems, especially with social media, is because people are not doing inner work with themselves. So that's why it's I kind of was joking around with that guy yesterday. I was like, do you see a therapist? He's like, nah. I'm like, you should, because people have this stigma against therapy or against when I say mental health, it's about working on yourself. It's about working like when people lash out angrily at people or anything, it's rather than working on the tools, which is breathing or knowing that, that not everything is about you, or handling anxiety. I mean, because of from social media to content, just where society in America is, most people have anxiety. Most people, honestly, it's caused ADD. We were both talking about how we both have ADD, but it's all these serious things that we just trying not to talk about. I mean, especially for men. I mean, men's mental health has just plummeted, our suicide rates are skyrocketed. And, and now you have all these, I mean, this is going to sound so liberal or whatever, but basically it's so now you have all these toxic masculine people saying, oh, you're depressed. I know the answers. You know what I mean? This is how you should live your life. And then you have all these alpha male guys trying to teach you how to live your life, which inherently is just more toxic or more damaging to other people in society, which really is just, no, it's all about you. It's all about like talking and really digging deep down inside. I mean, I've journaled. I try to journal. I used to journal every day, but now I try to journal like on my phone when I can. But like, it's just thoughts or things that you just want to get out, and you just feel a lot better. And from there, you could, I don't know, when you just be a better person. You know, the best advice that someone said, I can't remember who said this, but he goes, in order for me to be a better rapper, I had to be a better person.
Russ.
You know, huh?
Was Russ.
Yes, that guy. Yeah, he was like, in order for me to be a better...
That guy.
Yeah, it's that guy. But yeah, he said, in order for me to be a better rapper, I just needed to be a better person. And then from there, and it worked out, you know? Because it's like, you're taking the BS or you're, I don't know, like kind of like, you know, we see this a lot, but like how men, like a lot of studies when men harming women, it's like, this is just clear things that they could have just done the mental work on that women have been doing for years, but men have just been like putting that on the side because we say, oh no, you're soft, or oh no, you a beta, all that other negative stereotype.
No, Isa, you focus on that mental health stuff too when it comes to your raps and stuff. So
a lot of my music is like very introspective, and anyone who's followed me like in 2019 and 2020, a lot of my music was based around, was very dark. A lot of my music was very dark and just talking about the inner work and everything that I was going through. And now, because of all of that I went through, now a lot of my music is very happy, very, you know, it's a reflection of my life. And I had to do the work, and I spent many years doing the work and like really figuring out why I was feeling the way I was. And it saved my life, you know, because God knows where I would be if it wasn't. A lot of my decision making wasn't as good because I wasn't good up here. And I'm also going to school for psychology now. I went back because I was like, this is something that I've always wanted to do. And I feel like if everybody just did the work, even a lot of people, let alone going to see a psychologist, you could pick up a few books that could change your life and just teach you what you got going on. And mental health is very big in making sure that you could achieve any goal that you have, and knowing how to have a good relationship. A lot of our problems, especially here in Dearborn, a lot of the drug abuse, a lot of the domestic cases, anything like that, all stems from people just being messed up in their head and not having, taking care of all the layers that go with it. And like I said on another episode, you know, us being immigrant families, we bring a lot of the trauma that comes with coming to a whole new country, learning a whole new language, and then us trying to hold on to our, you know, culture, well adapting to this, especially as Yemenis. You know, that's where we need to have control over our thoughts and understand how we think even more than ever, you know. So that's why, you know, I really think it's also a big, you know, something very...
Can we give him a round of applause?
You should see his episode, how he was spitting.
Your last song that you just came out with, it was very deep.
Thank
And you can see the healing
nice.
that you were trying to heal others through it.
That song I put out after someone really close to me passed away last year, and that song, making that song really like, it's crazy. My happier songs are the songs that you could feel the healing. Like those are the ones that usually, like, if I cry while I'm making a song like happy tears, then I know it's a great song that I can't wait to share with the world. And alhamdulillah, I got a lot of responses like that. So I'm happy the point, you know, came out well.
Hey, somebody, ladies and gentlemen, you know, if you haven't known yet, you better get to know him now, man. He's the man. And so both of you guys are Yemeni. You know, we kind of joked around about some of the things that come with being a Yemeni, but how does it separate you as a comedian? Like, I know you feel this way because I feel this way. I feel like Yemeni people are just so much different than everyone else. Even if they're Arab, we're still different than them. So at the end of the day, how do you feel like it separates you and makes you different than every other comedian?
Because I'm Yemeni, I'll tell you exactly why. My work ethic. Wallah.
There you go.
Bro, I swear to God, I think it's just in us as Yemenis. Like, you know, in comedy, the way to progress is, at the end of the day, is hard work. You know, if you are not working hard, that is, you know, you're not going to get anywhere. Even in the rap game, in any artistic game. And yeah, I think like a lot of, you know, friends come up to me and they go, man, like, you are the hardest working man I've ever met. And in my head, I'm like, bro, I'm not working hard enough. What are you talking about? Well, I feel lazy sometimes.
Never good enough.
Yeah, it's never gonna. That's something that, you know, I try to teach myself, where it's like, you know, take the moment, breathe, all that, be in the moment stuff. But yeah, like, it is. That's what separates me. And also, man, Yemenis, we're just funny people.
Yeah, in general.
Yeah, and like, I think I mean, I think like that's why I'm able to relate to a lot of Yemenis, because it's like my sense of humor. It's like it is very like the way Yemenis joke around about. I mean, at least I hope so. I mean, I try to, but yeah, I think that's what separates me from other comedians, because I'm Yemeni. I have this like work ethic mentality, and I'm really good with people.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, anybody want
For sure.
chime in on the
I think
multi?
Yemeni people
A
are
great
just naturally
personality.
funny.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we're
Like our grandmas are hilarious.
dude.
Yeah.
Like the wittiness.
But do you guys
on
think
cue.
we think it's funny because like it's like we're used to it?
No, I know.
Yeah,
we're
that's a
funny
good.
because-
That is a good
No,
point.
everybody thinks it is funny.
No, but
Everyone
like
thinks
for
it's
instance, like
hilarious.
the good morning joke. Like I feel like
No, it's big. It hits with everybody though.
Yeah.
okay,
He has the numbers actually.
I can literally prove it to you. Yeah.
okay, good.
Hey,
Well,
what were you
that's not
saying?
what I
Is that-
want, but you know.
You were saying something. You said about. She said that. Do you think it's just us? And you were saying.
No, I know it's true because like I love being Yemeni, because anytime I go to any like non-Yemeni or non-Arab group, and like I'll teach like I'll just the way we act and the way we carry ourselves and the way we, like certain things might trigger us and we'll react, and like even our cuss words, like they love it. They die.
Yeah,
every
yeah, I
single
agree,
time.
I agree.
And then one thing that I love about being Yemeni is the way we carry ourselves and our pridefulness, and like sometimes we're a little stubborn and hard-headed, but a lot of times it's like we carry our pride and we carry like who we are with us all the time. So like in places where like in the comedy game or in the rap game where it's like it's a jungle, they'll eat you alive if you can't stand up for yourself and take care of yourself. And being Yemeni just gives you that strong will that will protect you anywhere you go.
I agree 100%, man. I'm loving the answers. And so now we're kind of reaching the end point, Ahmed, where we ask a Motivate Me 313 minute. So the basic question of what advice do you have for people out there who are afraid to pursue their dreams? You got a lot of people that might be listening, that are listening to you. I'm sure this was one of your dreams that you always wanted to do, which is being a comedian. So I guess what advice would you tell someone who is afraid to pursue their dreams? What would you tell them?
Okay, well, the main key point you said was they're afraid, And one thing I could tell them is fear is 1,000 feet high, 1,000 feet wide, but it's paper thin. You just got to break through. It's literally a mental blockage of it. What are you afraid of? Oh, I'm afraid of people will laugh at me. Oh, I'm afraid of no one's going to see the video. Okay, if they're going to laugh at you, well, you're going to find some people that like you. Oh, if you post something and didn't get any likes, okay, that's fine. You could, redo the same video and post it tomorrow or something like that. That's just for videos. But like just pursuing, you're going to fail. You're afraid of failure. That is the best way to get better. I've gotten better comedians from I became a better comic from my failures, not from like the successes,
Great point.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give that one. Yeah, there you go, Ramsey.
The Rams on it today.
Yeah, he's on it today. That boy, I didn't even finish.
That boy
he was
hungry.
already
He
in
hungry.
it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's what it is. He want to go eat.
Fasting.
He want to go eat.
He's replacing Yusuf, dude.
Him
That's
and
what
I are
it is.
fasting today.
So first of all, shout out to everyone that is here today, man. Seriously, all jokes aside, Ahmed Al-kadri, we came to his comedy show, yesterday, and it was great. And now we got a chance to sit down with him and maybe dive in and get to know him a little better. He's the man, the myth, the legend. Before we close out with any final words, I want to say again, be sure to follow us on all of our socials. You have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all under Oz Media. You'll be able to listen to the show later on Apple and Spotify podcasts under Oz Media. Of course, you got to give a shout out to the sponsors, the Balkan House, Juice Box, Kawa House, BC Adhesives, Hanley International Academy, and Specialty Medical Center. We appreciate them and all their support. With that said, let's start from left to right, starting off with Sada. Sada, any final words and final comments?
Guys, just keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys are making us all proud. You guys are, breaking barriers, and you got to keep us laughing.
Yeah.
And watch his special. What is it? Special, not special?
Yeah, Ahmed Al-kadri, special, not special. Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
Abir?
Definitely proud of you guys. Keep it up. Definitely giving like the Yemeni people a better name out there, making us feel more like normalized. That's what I kind of like, instead of just the Yemeni people that are not. So, you guys know what I'm saying.
Conservative.
Yes, there you go. I don't even want to say conservative. I just feel like
There's
they
nothing
think
wrong
that
with
Traditional.
very traditional and very like closed-minded.
Closed-minded, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's fine if you're traditional or
and
conservative.
It's fine,
But
yeah,
being closed-minded is
yeah.
Yeah,
You guys help open the box.
Yeah.
Moti? الأخ الكبير.
What you got for us?
I appreciate you guys coming on, man. You guys are real people, and that's very important to me. You know, I could tell that this is who you guys really are. But like I said earlier, man, you know, stay approachable, stay reachable. You
Yeah.
know, if you see me at what's the supermarket in California, the big one?
Erewhon, Target.
He is not talking about Aaron.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Ralph's.
Anyways,
You
Ralph's.
know,
Ralph's.
Ralph's,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
Erewhon,
see me at
know.
Ralph's, man. Just say what's up, Mosey.
I got you.
know what
You
I'm
guys
saying?
have my number. I'm
Dearborn
easy to
Fresh.
reach.
Say what's up, Mosey.
Yeah.
Aisa, final words, final comments, man.
Same thing that you guys told me. I'm proud of everybody in this room and everything that we're doing, and you know, just keep doing. We're paving the way for the next generation. You know, at the end
Yeah.
of the day, I always tell people like there was no successful Yemeni rapper that I could look up to. I don't know any successful Yemeni comedians like that.
I was
podcaster.
Russell Peters. No, I'm just.
Hey, he's great, by the way.
He is great. Yeah.
You know Noose? You remember Noose? You ever heard of Noose?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sounds-
Noose is up there. He was, and then he stopped rapping.
So like there is a few, but not like what we're doing. You know what I mean? So shout out to the people who came before us. You know, and it's just our job to keep doing what they set out to do, and you know, achieving the goal. Inshallah.
Yeah, you did bring up a good point, which is people after us, and it's like, yeah, it's learning to let go. You know,
At the end of the day, who knows
Like-
how far we're gonna take it? But I
Yeah.
know the next generation is gonna take it even further than
exactly,
we.
Sure.
exactly.
Sure.
And yeah, for me, yeah, I mean, definitely, I'm proud of everybody here. I'm very grateful for all the people who showed up last night. Very grateful to you, Omar, for showing me around, and I can't wait to come back, do this podcast again. You know, and yeah, I'm excited. for the
Shout out
future.
to Ahmed, man. Seriously, all jokes aside, and I was telling him this yesterday, and it's cool that, you know, shout out to Iman. She's, you know, like I told Ahmed, I was like, you know how people used to call rappers before they enter the city? Now they're calling Iman Ali Ahmed before they enter
Oh,
the
yeah,
city.
no fly zone,
Yeah,
huh?
no fly zone.
Check in, you gotta check in with Iman.
Iman. As I was saying, it's all jokes
For real,
aside.
though.
No, and then for her to, like, you know, have us as people that she felt like a point of contact. You know, it's cool. You know, it's just cool that she put us in this position. You know, it's a good position to be in. I'm sure Isa would agree. You know, people are coming into town. We'd love to show them around and be those people. You know, where like, hey, they may have to do a show with Isa or a podcast show with us when they come in and check in. So that's kind of awesome. And so we appreciate you for coming by. And again, thank you all that will eventually be watching or listening to the show. This was season 3, episode 29 of Motivate Me 313's podcast. We hope you enjoy this episode, and we will see you all or talk to you all next time. Take it easy.